Happy spring break. For this activity, we will be painting flowers inside a watering can, and it should turn out something like this. You will need cardstock color of your choice and a white one as well, watercolors and a brush, glue stick, pencil, scissors, water, and your stencil for your watering can. We're going to start off by taking our stencil and tracing it over the color of your choice. Remember, this is going to be a watering can, so go ahead and pick accordingly. As you trace, make sure you hold down your paper with your left hand, and that way it won't wiggle around and mess up your lines. You will later be cutting this out, so make sure you can see the lines clearly. As you cut, remember to hold your scissors with your right hand and move your paper with your left hand. You don't want to be wiggling your scissors around. Instead, use your hand to guide the paper around. Your scissors should be cutting straight and your paper should be moving. Once you're all done, you want to go ahead and set that to the side, and we're going to go ahead and start painting. Make sure to measure the distance of your watering can so you know where the flowers need to grow out of. We're going to start with the stems and start from the very bottom and bring it up to the top. You want to go ahead and make some stems taller than the others so we have room to draw in the flowers. This first flower we're drawing is a sunflower. You're going to start off with a yellow center, and then we are going to make the leaves by pushing down our brush against the paper. You have to make sure your brush is completely wet before you push it onto the paper. All you're going to do is place the tip on the yellow and push down. When you lift up your brush, it should create this shape that looks like a petal. Go ahead and do that all the way around your yellow center, and feel free to dip your brush into the paint as many times necessary. Once you go to the other side, you might need to rotate your paper, and I recommend you do this so that your petals are all the same size. There you have it, and while that dries, we'll go ahead and move on to our next flower. For this next flower, we're going to try to create a rose. Go ahead and dip your brush into the red paint, and we are going to make a U shape to begin with. Now you're going to go to the middle of the U and create an E, but instead of finishing it off, you're going to go all the way around and make a circular motion to create a swirl. Right around the middle of that E, you're going to create a backwards S shape, and then you're going to go to the top of the E and make these petals that almost look like little N's. Go ahead and wash your brush, and with just a little bit of water, you're going to blend all of those colors together. Try to do it as lightly as possible so that you can still see the outline of the E and the N's. Now that that's finished, go ahead and dip your brush into more of that red color and outline those shapes again. Our next flower is lavender, and all you'll need is purple and this circle motion. You're creating these little circles all the way up and then matching them on the opposite side. When you're finished, it should look something like this. For this next flower, I will be using blue to make some bellflowers, but feel free to use any color you choose. I'll start off with making the centers yellow, and then use the blue to make the petals. For these ones, I make little C marks around the yellow and make them a little bit far apart from the yellow to leave some white space in between. And finally, my last one will just be a little stem of leaves. For this one, I'm making the same technique that I did with my first flower, where I push down my brush and let it guide me to make this petal shape. Of course, I want these to be a little bit bigger, so I go ahead and make the curve on both sides and then fill in the center. You'll continue to fill in the spaces, building the plant up, making it taller. Now it's time to go over our other flowers that are now dry and add those details. You can go ahead and add different kinds of leaves to each flower or just the same pattern as well. You'll go ahead and add glue to the side where the spout is, but you'll leave the other side empty because that's where the handle will be. Now it's time to glue our watering can on top of the flowers to create the effect that the flowers are sitting inside it. Go ahead and center your watering can and place it carefully on top of your painting. Go ahead and add pressure to the areas with glue and then take your handle and measure it where it needs to be inserted. Once you find the correct spot, you may add glue, slide it inside, and pressure. After that, you will take the opposite side and add glue to that area. Make sure you're creating a handle and folding it carefully, and then adding pressure at the end. It should look something like this. Don't forget the most important part, add your signature. And remember, everybody's art is different and special in its own way. I hope you enjoy making this spring break project and I can't wait to see yours. Bye-bye!